Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're watching Transport Fever Peninsula, where a monumentous occasion is about to be celebrated as the first Klondike arrives to actually pick up some food. Hooray for you, first Klondike, and your food picking up activities. This is good and very timely because the farm has stopped producing in that way that it so often does when you end up too much of a backlog. It stopped producing. Now, as you can see, the dock itself has got an absolute bundle waiting to go. What are we at? 433 that are ready to transport at the current time. What I don't know is whether, having been picked up, it will kick the farm into production again. I've actually got no idea. And because I noticed that had happened, I've bought another 2 ships. So this line is now running 8 ships on there. Which should have brought the transit time down a fair bit. 12 minutes. That's lovely. It's only cost me 500 grand to run this route for probably the best part of 4 years now. So 500 grand is, I mean, it's not insignificant, but it should easily cover its costs once we actually start moving. Right, load them. And we're away. Off you toddle. There you go. Go on, get out. So ship 10 is our target to look at later on and see how we do. We've got another one coming in straight on its heels there. Has the farm started producing again? No. Okay, well, it will do, but it might take until ship 10 reaches its destination. In other news, we are starting to get a few passengers who desire to travel by the magnificent aerial, completely safe plane. That goes Aircraft 1. Look, he's off to make his first delivery, and we'll recapture the mood with Aircraft 1 as it arrives at the other end of the bombastic intro. Right, so here we come. We're on our final approach now. Well, we're manoeuvring onto our final approach, and then, I mean, actually, it's quite a bold bit of landing we've gone there. You've got to have good confidence in the fact that you can make this turn in a way that lines you up with the runway perfectly. To be honest, I think he's possibly gone a little wide there, but I put great faith in Biggles knowing what he's doing. And clips the tree, didn't clip the tree. I just gave the tree a bit of a hello, and we're down, which is terrific. I mean, obviously, I'd anticipated it being down. Crashing would have been something slightly unexpected, having never been seen ever before by anyone running planes. The big question is, how much money are you going to make? Yeah, and we've obviously got 5 minutes while it mucks about taxiing, so I'll activate afterburners to get it there at some point before we all retire. If you've already retired, then it's slightly before something else that's likely to occur. Anyway, here we go. Coming to pull in now. How much are you going to make from this one run with maximum passengers? And our survey says, come on then. 35 grand. Is that good? Well, I don't know. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. That is good, because last year, although it only started flying halfway through the year, and that said, we've already run up 33,000 in costs this year. That is not going to be enough to cover the costs of the thing. Hopefully, we start to get some passengers who want to fly the other way as well. Now, this is not quite as close to the local town as it is at the other end, but you never know. Actually, what might work here, this is obviously what I'm going to do to start with, is if I were to build around the edge here, there might be enough room to get road all the way from the line. What happened here? That's a lot of traffic. Where are you going? Oh, because it's the 3 cities, of course. Ha. Okay, well, I might need to fling up a bus route on there then, or a bus lane, in order to keep my stuff flowing while the local traffic can just whistle. Anyway, back on what I was thinking there. If we go as close to the edge of the airfield as possible. Do we want a tram track on here? No. We will, however, put a bus lane. No tram track with a bus lane. Off you trot. How far this way can we go? Oh, okay. Well, you've actually got a bit more space than that. So if we go all the way to here... Yeah, you happy with that? You're happy with that. Okay, well, this is going to be our guide piece. Okay, because what we're hoping is that that this will turn into a housing estate around the outside. I don't know what you're thinking about going uphill there. That's not something we can permit. I had a moment there where I thought I'd crashed, but I haven't. It's just auto-saving. Everyone relax. It's all good. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Right. Well, we'll leave that in a terminal, dive off the edge of the cliff kind of ending there. Bang that on that one. And then the ideal would be to connect up to this bit of road here, but I think we'll have to go a little further for that to happen. Now, I want to get flush up against the fence, unless you decide to leave... Well, you could decide to leave room on either side. Are you deciding to leave room on either side? I am deciding to leave room on either side. That's going to do a bit of smoothing for us there as well. It's not, because it can't align the terrain. Okay, well, we'll go as far as here. Does that look more or less parallel? Not quite. That looks more or less parallel. Okay. Because obviously, if I can persuade the AI to build on this bit, then that's going to help in terms of potential demand for passenger flight services and whatnot. That's gonna pan out quite nicely. Can we get one down here? Yes, we can. All right. You going to think about it any more than that? Yeah. All right. Okay. Hold on. We'll leave room. And then obviously this would then lend itself towards a slightly more I don't know, circuitous, let's say, public transport route for people to get to the airport. Look at that. That's a £250,000 gone. Yeah, I know, but you're going to do this anyway because you need it to look better eventually. Ooh, bridge. Nice, but not what we want. Yeah, no, really not what we want. All right, well, how about doing that? Okay, well, that works. And then that cliff edge there doesn't actually look too bad. Right, then, well, just do the same there. Could you not make that corner just a little bit nicer? See, if you do it like that... Yeah? Yeah, okay. All right, and then do this. What's this kink in the proceeds all about? Well, hold on. How about get rid of that entirely, and then head straight for there? You're still going to have a little bit of a kink, but it will be elongated, which is therefore lovelier. All right. Okay. Well, that's potentially viable. You never know. Right. Today's episode is going to be a slightly different change of pace in that we're going to have a look at our trains and see how they're and see how they're getting on in terms of monetization. So Zion Wrapped is not faring great, if I'm honest. We have a broad selection of rail services currently operating. The Erie Asgard is the only one that's making any notable kind of contribution towards our bottom line. And that's what we're going to hopefully replicate. Now, if we called these up, if we sort by vehicle here, and then find the trains, we can see how old they are. So Arkham to Iron Forge is 70 years old. Toontown, it's not Toontown, it is Toontown. To Elmore is 66 years old. Zion Rapture is 63 years old. Zion Rapture is also the slowest. Also, Arkham to Iron Forge is making money even though it's ancient. Right, let's start there. Because even with the remaining loan that I've got available, I'm only going to be able to really afford one replacement here. Let's get right into it. Yeah, I think I should probably be ashamed to still be running this particular little dinky service. I think we need something a little bit more up to date. This is the Hazmat, the original and still the original. And you are heading to Iron Forge from here. This is a really short hop. Yeah. See, what I'd like to do is continue the service out further and, I don't know, Zion it or Toontown it or something. Or even go the other way, out to Hogsmeade, which doesn't look impossible. What's my current loan limit? I think it's still 30 million, right? Yeah. So I've got a grand total of 7 million, let's say, available for spending. But that's barely going to cover the cost of a new loco. Also worthy of consideration is exactly how many passengers have we got waiting? 80, 90 passengers waiting. At this end, only 25. Right. Well, I think we can possibly upgrade that. I mean, let's have a look at the roads. Yeah, you see, there's a lot of personal transport being used, and therefore there is the opportunity to replace some of that by going faster. All right, well, let's see what we get for our money then. Right, call that up. Obviously, we've got electrics available now, and as tempting as it is to go with electrics, I can't afford that loco. Oh my! I can only just afford this one. Right, so we're going steam. And we're probably not going the latest and greatest steam. The latest one to be released is the 9000. Nope. Flying Scotsman, bit pricey, and it's not a long enough route to really make the best of it. Mikado. Now then, it's a freight loco, but it does do the job. What about Pacific? No, Pacific's a little bit quicker as well. Same money. Yeah, okay. Let's take the Pacific here. And then you're going to want some 60 mile per hour wagons to go along with that. So these 6 axles will do the job nicely. We currently have a capacity of 42. If we were to up that to more than that, then we've got the possibility that it makes some money. And obviously the ticket price will go up accordingly. But there is a minor concern that at Arkham, we're not actually bringing in enough passengers to make this worthwhile. Right, well, you never made something without doing the thing, so we're going to do that. Good. Yeah, that makes complete sense. How much is the Atlantic? Cheaper. Like £1 million cheaper. What's the running cost? 412 versus 288. We'll go with the Atlantic. Yes, I know it's a stock engine, but I think this is the sensible way to go. Right, okay, talk to me of capacities. That's 36. Yes, that's 54. That's 72. That's more than enough. Yeah, and switch it on. Right, good. Okay, all right. Well, it is what it is. That's going to cost me 5 million quid. And here comes Hazmat now. And then once that's done, we should see some uplift, and I think I might actually use the rest of the money that I've got to sort this track out a little bit. Really? Is that not just spending money for the sake of it? Well, it is a bit, but I think the upshot is going to be, well, don't do it then. It can wait. Also, what's the speed grade on this particular line? 75. You're fine, look. You've got a 49 and a 35 over there, a 57 here. It's inevitable you're going to have a couple of slowdown points. It's not about the slowdown points, it's about the bits where it gets to go quick, and it doesn't get to go quick for very long. The likelihood that we get to anything like its top speed is remote. But I shouldn't complain, of course, because the speed that it's currently doing is 10 miles per hour. We'll be able to go a bit quicker than that. I'm certain of it. And frankly, just replacing this ancient beast, which is now naught but rust, should make for a bit of a splashy difference anyway. The big question is just basically going to be whether it's profitable to run a train of this kind of expense over this kind of distance, you know what I should have gone for? Yeah, I should have gone for like a rail bus. That's what some diesel rail car, of which there are a couple available, would have been a far more sensible thing to do. You're all standing quite close to the business side of things here, just so you're aware. Right, as is always the case, when you replace your engine, the first thing that happens is nobody gets on it. No, there is a natural distrust of newfangled technology every time you launch a new train. And that's okay. I can understand this level of natural distrust. That's perfectly reasonable. Right, what sort of speed are we going to get here? Stick you up there, just so we've got the speedo. But we don't want to spoil the view. Right, 35. Crikey, it's never going to get there. And obviously we're going to get held at the points here as well. Yes. We could spend some money on upgrading the station. We could, couldn't we? Why would we, though? Why would we want to do that? 43 now. Yeah. Okay. Oh, who's going to get there first? No, we're not going to get there first. Nope. The ancient beast is going to go before us. Right, high speed it. Just because I just want to see how much this makes when it rolls in. But I believe the ticket price is in part calculated on the potential top speed of whatever it is that you're running, regardless of whether it actually hits that top speed or not. Yes. Okay, yeah, good. Well done. Well done. Yeah, yeah. Nice to see you. Lovely job. All right, here we go. In we come. Let's hang on. Let's rock a little bit of Colonel Cam here. Yeah, you see, because the tracking shot using the drone camera I find to be far more satisfying, where you're not quite moving at exactly the same speed. I think it makes for quite a pleasant piece of viewing. Is the train longer than the station? No, no. You've matched these two up beautifully. Right, in you go. Well, here's a wasted opportunity. Why have I not done anything with that? Okay, that's what we'll do next. Oh, I didn't see what it made. And neither will you, because it's just turned it around. But the green bar is not very high. We'll let that carry on working, and we'll catch up on it again in a minute. In a minute. Okay. Right, now then, from Arkham, the natural next stop is Hogsmeade, of course. The question is whether we do a full remodel of the station. The station's in a really good place. Or whether we just have reversing services that, you know, we U-turn it effectively rather than have it as a pass-through. Or whether we have a second station here that then has a crossover and it has a connection going through. There's some interesting opportunities there, and obviously, I mean, what I've built to start with is just, you know, whatever I can get on the cheap. Right, now then, let's try and encourage some growth here, shall we? Do we even... I mean, I haven't even got a commuter route set up for this, so it's a miracle that it's doing anything at all. Something like that. Okay, knowing full well that you're likely to have to replace it in the future. Right, yeah. All right, it's not pretty, but I'm going to have to remodel all of this anyway. 31 limit. All right. Take that off around there. Connect it onto here. 350 grand. It's not cheap, is it? No, but it's a nice kind of a crescent, a circus, if one would, that could lead to some marvelous developments. You know, you've got a trailblazer in there trying to build something exciting. Let's put a level crossing in, because those always go well. Oh, look at it! Wouldn't you just look at that? That's horrendous. Yeah, but I want to try and replace another loco in today's Fandango, so I don't want to spend any more than I have to, because I'm down to £1.5 million in the lone kitty there. Right, now then, if I were to move one of these two, what are you? You're Arkham Station. Oh, you are? Oh, no, I am connected to commuting stuff. Oh, well, that's okay. Hopefully, I mean, all it's going to take is just get a few buildings to crop up round here, and all these problems kind of disappear. And pretty quickly, too. If I just put a bit of small street coming off there, there might be just enough space for an enterprising individual or two to create something. I mean, it's going to interfere with me being able to upgrade the station to double track later on. But frankly, I'll need to have a full remodel there in order to get anywhere close to it. Yeah, we'll see. Right, here we go. Coming up on our second leg. Presumably, yeah, there we go. Full load this time. Now, one is optimistic that this full load will actually yield some better prices. Oh, crikey! All right, well, let's replace it with something that looks nice. That's from 1963. I want older. Do I not have older? It's a little bit early in the day for... there you go. Just do that. Let people risk it. Also, I need to now close this down. This is not the most elegant menu system. No, 63 is the oldest we've got. But we don't want it electrical. There we go. Right. And how much are you making? 63,000. Talk to me. Okay. All right. Well, it's a close run thing. I think we're going to struggle for this to make any kind of profit. Although it says it's making a profit, despite the fact that the red bar is higher than the green bar. I'm not going to read any more into that than is absolutely necessary. How many are you carrying? 24. Could be better. Right, okay, we'll leave that one alone. Now, it's cohort, actually. The Tyrone is arguably the one that would be better to be replaced. I don't doubt that this one's quite old. Oh, so this one's only 39. It does get a little bit more of a turn of speed up. Let's try and find a nice lurking spot here. Come on. All I want is the two trains passing each other. But, I mean, this is a total rust bucket at this point as well. So, I mean, it's worth replacing even though it's not the oldest thing that I'm running. Although, replacing one of those that is losing me cash is probably the smarter move. You are so wise. I am so wise. Right, okay, so who's losing me cash? Well, the train that you've replaced is losing you cash. Minor details. Right, Toon Elmo or Zion Rapture. Zion Rapture is the one to go for because it's got the lowest capacity as well. Let's get out there. I haven't got the money for this, but it's Cindy. Now, this is a very uphillish kind of a train, this one. Uphillish kind of a route. It's actually hitting 40 coming downhill, which is pretty exciting. But I don't know what the hell I'm going to replace it with. Right, well, let's have a look. Ooh, no, wait! This, 62 miles an hour, carries 13. Yes! I mean, it's ugly as sin, but, I mean, electric's what you want because of the extra torque that you get. But we're not in a position to do that, so we're quite happily handling 28 at the moment. If we were to, let's max out, oh god, that's not much. Yeah, so I've put two of those together, which only gives us 26 capacity. But one would imagine that the torquitude would give us some opportunities here. Yeah, we're broke and we're coming up on the end of the year here, Tiger. You're going to want to pay that loan down. Yeah, all right. Because I want to put three together. If we could put three together, that gives it a 39 capacity, which gives it a very good chance of being able to turn a bit of profit. But I'm less enthused by this than putting together some kind of glamorous steam concoction. But glamorous steam concoctions are expensive. Anyway, payday. What sort of payday are we talking? 41,000. Steady on. There you go, paid off a little bit more loan. Yeah, running this close to the limit is not exactly what I had in mind. Right, let's put another one on there. So it's 3 million to replace the train. Yes. But with the passenger upgrades, I mean, how many people want to actually ride on this? What are we talking about here? This is the Zion Rapture. There's another 20 still waiting, and we've only just left the station. So there is a modicum of demand here. It's just a question of trying to build that demand up and presumably hoping to get the running costs somewhat in line with the potential income. Now, if it can do this hill a little bit faster, that'll be good. Right, I'm going to advance to the point where I've bought one. Okay, don't go anywhere. Right, we're away, and we do have a max capacity 39 on board. That's not a bad place to start. Now, I mean, that took maybe 3 months in order to get the money right to make this happen. But quite a lot of that was the last month was just waiting for it to arrive, to hold everything. There's something more important about to occur, I think. Yes. No, this is ship 9. We've already made at least one delivery. There's ship 10, look. And it's taking some food back the other way. Oh, this could be a high profit year. As you can see, we've already got drop-offs going on there. Right, I'm going to need to buy some... we're monitoring many things at once. And we've got a bit of money. Now, how much are you going to make with your full load of food? We will be able to know immediately... because this is going to have to pay for... Whatever we make from this is going to have to pay for many years... Probably 2.5 years, I reckon, is the turnaround time, which is insane. But it's going to have to cover 2.5 years worth of salaries. Let's have a look in your own time there, friendo. Here we go. Wait for it. Anytime. Here we go. Any moment now. Could happen soon. It's going to be occurring. Just give it a moment. Here we go. Pulling in now. Gonna drop off, and we're coming into a stop, and here he goes. Here we are. 390,000. Right, thank you. Finances. Okay, so well, actually that covers it for 4 years. So 390,000 will cover 4 years running costs and still have some leftovers. So all told, actually, this is going to work out. Particularly running both ways, there's a good chance with that. Right, food transfer wrapped naval, which sounds vaguely something. Doesn't it? Doesn't it sound vaguely something to you too? Right. Okay. Well, I mean, it is there. It is doing what it's done. But we're now going to need, or are we? How often do we anticipate another unload? Tricky. Well, here comes another one, and that's fully loaded. Don't see any more immediately. Although is that one? Yeah, that's another one. What about you? Yep, you too. Although that is out of food. So what we ought to go do is check and see what's happening at the other. I've completely ignored the train now, of course. But you know, eggs, baskets, bacon, all of that. Right, what are you? Your train. I must have a truck depot near here somewhere. Where did I deploy this lot from in the first place? Evidently, chuffing miles away. Oh, it was up here in Toontown. Yeah, I ain't got that kind of time. No, I need it right ruddy now. So we'll see if we can't squeak a depot in round here somewhere. Give me that, give me this, give me that, and something along those lines would be fine. Good. Right, buy some road vehicles. How many do you want? I think a 4-pack will suffice for now. Benz, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to be running on the food transfer wrapped naval. I like a wrapped naval. Food transfer, transfer. Wrapped naval. Go! Get to work, because we're leaving money around. And who knows who may pick it up. Right, let's leave that going and I go and have a look at Cindy. Hello, Sins. She's made a drop-off and 43 grand in profit. I don't know. Is that going to be a good thing, or is that not sufficient? We're not running with a full stack of passengers here, so you know, there is some concern to be had, but the opportunity for growth is significant, and that means that as towns grow, blah 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 blah, this will start paying for itself. Now, I did notice actually, and it is this way, so we'll follow along. While it was in the small camera window there, that there is a very nice approach scene, an approach scene. Yes, trust me, when you see it, you'll go, that's quite nice. I'm not even sure it's this way. It might be the other way. My goodness me, I really did do this as the crow really doesn't fly to set this up. No, it feels like we're going more downhill than uphill at this point. And if we've got the double track here, that means that we're at the merger point, presumably. Or are we? No, it's because when you built this originally, you had 2 trains running on here, and it bankrupted you. So you had to sort your life out after doing this. All right, okay. Yeah, I see. That's a bit of passing track. Nothing more than that. What sort of speed are we doing? 51. That's good. Well, it's faster than we got ever on the previous one. The challenge, however, is what it will do uphill. Because I mean, there's some nice shots here. I mean, none of them really fill me full of absolute joy and delight and an overwhelming rapture as we don't head towards rapture, or are we? Yes, that's rapture. No, it's not this approach. I'm afraid it's at the other end, and we'll all. None of us have got that kind of time available to wait for it to get to the other end. I'll go show you the bit of track that I meant, because it's really quite dramatic. But then we might have a quick look and see if we can't make some bucks replacing somebody else as well. But there we go, coming over the bridge. This is a good-looking map, you know. It needs a lot of work. That's the biggest problem with it is, I mean, even the town like this, I mean, we're on split levels here, which has a nice aesthetic to it. But what you really want is for the roads to not be lumpy. And we're going to have lumpy road all over the joint. I don't mind a smooth kind of upward curve. That's okay. What are you going to make from this? Another 50 grand. Well, it's kind of keeping it profitable. And to be fair, beforehand, it wasn't at all profitable. So I think we can see this as a win. Anyway, I'll show you this nice bit of track, and then we'll move on for our next subject. And it's here. Look, it's the kind of thing that I like the look of, and your mileage may vary. But as you come off the bridge, you're going against all these kind of townhouses here. But then you've got a bit of a gouge through a cliffside, but the houses are built on top, and as such, it actually looks quite nice. You'd want some kind of retaining wall here rather than something that is in desperate likelihood of collapse at any moment. But you know, you can't have it all. It's going to make upgrading this a complete headache, but there it is. Right, okay, so let's have a look and see what else we've got going on. Food has kind of kicked off. The issue is whether it's started production again, because if it has, oh no, production is stopped still, but we're back up to having stuff queuing. But now that we've got things rolling perpetually, it shouldn't be quite so stop-starty. No, you're on your way with a full load, presumably. Yeah, you are as well. There's a lot with a full load. If I bring up the route map here, we'll find the ships a little easier. And yes. Now, I mean, the only reason that it's important to have, you know, full load, the farm not stop producing is it will mean that truck route is far more predictable in the money that it makes. Presumably you're not full, but you are. Have you got anything on board? Not a sausage. Well, we don't make sausages, we make bread. That's slightly different. And you're full, and we've got one in now that's full. So there's money waiting to be made here. Now, I think that I've got the appropriate number of trucks on board. Sorry, knocked the microphone. We've got the appropriate number of trucks working this route. Because there will be plenty of times where there hasn't been a delivery for quite a while. We need to keep an eye on it, though, because obviously build up a backlog anywhere, the whole thing grinds to a halt. Right, now, where's this food actually want to be delivered? Zion, primarily. Okay. And if it's Zion primarily, then the question becomes, has the route that goes, does that Zion? You are Elmore. Right, so if we bring up Elmore, let's have a look at finances. No, it has made some money. Okay, that's fine. As long as it's not being overly selective where it's shipping the food to, then that's all good. Again, need to keep an eye on this to ensure that we're not building up a stack waiting to be delivered. But overall, I think we're doing okay. Right, one more stop off, and then we'll knock it on the head for the day. And that stop off is going to be at the airport, which should show up from everywhere because there's so much groundworks have gone in. Anyone feel like moving in? Anyone at all? I've built this beautiful bit of road around the outside that could be anything. Did I do that? I don't think I did. I think the AI has bulldozed a building in order to create a connection here. That's good. Actually, that's very good. We need to put a bus lane in here. All right, we'll do that as we head out into the wide blue yonder at the end of the day. Upgrade to bus lane all the way along here. Keep whatever else that you've got going on, but stick a bus lane in. Yeah, stuff the car owners. They are not helping. Whereas my giddy aunt, look at that lot. My public transit system is a joy to behold. Many people like riding it. Yeah, let's not get anyone held up at all by AI cars. The AI cars can just forget about it. Obviously, in your Transport Fever 2, you've got traffic lights and one-way systems and all that kind of business that you can play with as well. Look at this. What a mess. Yeah, no, evidently we're going to have to go the whole way. Frankly, we should probably upgrade this road as well, but we'll worry about that another time. Go on, upgrade. There you are. Right, bus routed. Whether that has any impact, of course, is I mean, it remains to be seen. But we can have a look. No, I don't think that the road is actually wide enough to merit a bus route having dramatic effects on anything at all. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching. We'll stop with a bit of money. Let's have a look. Last year, we'll look at last year. 13.1 in, a new high score. Running costs of only 7.5. That's like plus 6 million. That's not bad. We ended up 3.5 million down. Spent 7 on new vehicles. Spent 1 and a bit on new construction. Okay, well, that's viable. The only thing is that you then have to wait before you can do the next bit of build. And what is the next bit of build going to be? Well, I'd love it to be another train line, to be honest. Creating a new connection somewhere would be amazing, as would connecting up a couple of the train lines we've got already. But those are double-digit million expenses, and we're a way off from having double-digit million budget kicking around unless we, give it 5 years. In fact, it probably wouldn't take that long. Probably take 3. But I don't know. We'll find something, and it'll be an adventure. Anyway, we'll go with the shipping as the end point for today's Fandango because, well, you would, wouldn't you? I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch up with you very soon. Hold on. Get rid of the icons because they're ugly. Yeah, that'll do. Cheerio. Rail buses. Yeah, practical they may be, but exciting they're not. Well, it's not for me anyway. I'd far sooner be running a crocodile with various snaky components attached behind it than a rail bus. But you can't argue with the bang for buck. They're nice and quick, they're cheap to maintain, and they get from A to B without too much messing about. So it is the right train in the right situation. I just hope that the right situation comes along for me to do something a little bit more, exciting. And the problem, I think, with the crocodile, I don't know why I'm on a crocodile lean here, but there we go. The problem with the crocodile is its time of operation is really, really short. You don't get very long at all to make it tick, to make it work, before it is superseded by superior locomotives. So you've got to be kind of ready to deploy it immediately as it becomes available. And that time has passed. It's 10 years ago that it became available. So if I want one, I better get cracking then, hadn't I?